Hey everyone, welcome back to more of the Pale Beyond. I'm DisturbingPuppet, so we're continuing on from here. We're now into week 13. We're a couple weeks on our new base out on the ice where we moved to. I'm not sure at what point we're going to have to move again. At least we did actually build some walls to help block wind and stuff. That's actually kind of bright. We did have a crazy experience with like a dinosaur-like leopard seal, like the biggest leopard seal ever. Yeah, pretty crazy. We're probably going to have to eat that here the next day because we're just going to run low on food here quite soon. So yeah, let's see what's going on in the camp. We do have something going on with Hammond. Is that it? Before we go in and do requests? I think so. We can check on the dogs. The dogs should be fine, and we petted all the good doggos last time. Yeah, let's just check in on Hammond here. You approach Hammond at the boiler. Morning. Starting to miss that ship. I got spare time on my hands now. First time for anything. Yeah, it is kind of a bad thing, actually. He wants to stay busy. Yeah, you say that like it's a bad thing. I think anything else he might be upset about. Spare time's a poison. Yeah, he responded negatively to that, unfortunately. You'd want to avoid it when you can. Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured he might respond that way, but I thought the other responses were a bit more flippant, so he might not like them as much also. But yeah, what you gonna do? Okay, nobody needs to go see the doctor. We do have some people who are cold, but that's it. Nobody's injured, nobody has frostbite. We're burning just a little bit of fuel every day because we're basically out of fuel other than burning the fat from the animals. I'm not sure which is more important, like feeding people or keeping them warm. I mean, they're both important, but we kind of only can do one. We can't really do the other. I guess we could alternate, potentially. Yeah, I'm not sure how bad things are going to go super quickly. Like, if we don't feed enough people, I'm assuming only some people become malnourished. We do have some crappy food we can give them. We do have some ways to deal with malnourishment, but that's really about it. All right, let's just head into the request tent, see what we can do. So Hammond is here. Templeton, I'm not accusing you of anything. And why do you keep launching questions at me? I told you on the ship the engineering was impeccable. Then why did we sink, Hammond? Why am I sentenced to the ice? I have more important things to be getting on with Templeton. Yeah, and like he's an engineer for like running the boiler and stuff. He's not a ship engineer, designer. I just need to know what happened to the Temperance. Was it sabotage? They stop and turn to you. That seems highly unlikely. Captain, good of you to join us. Templeton was just interrogating me. Not an interrogation. We all have questions here, Mr. Hammond. You must have questions of your own, Hammond. Aye, too right I bloody do. Does Shaw even know who the Benefactor is? Templeton looks between the two of you and considers the moment. Yeah, they both know, but I don't. The scientist scans the room before moving to pick up a food tin from the corner. Scientist? I guess Templeton is like a botanist or something, I guess. I always kind of think of him as like the second in charge. He lifts the tin and throws it towards you. Inspect the tin. The Apperton Tinning Company. Well, I think we have our answer. Tinned fresh peaches, but if they're the ones paying for it and they wanted to get a lot of positive press for having their really good tinned food, they shouldn't have fucked up the tinning process and given us badly tinned food that's already gone rotten. Consume within 3 days of opening. Are you serious? That's who is paying for this. We might die in the middle of fucking nowhere for a tinned food company, sure! They have additional investments. Yeah, let's not mention to Cordell that it might have dog meat in it. I'm fairly sure we used to ship these in the Merchant Navy. It's no matter anyway, the money is good. This changes nothing about the mission. The mission is still our survival, not money. Of course, but I'm certain you would appreciate handsome pay as a reward for said survival. The two men observe each other. Yeah, if we make it out of here, I think just being able to sell our stories is probably all we'll be able to, more than enough to get a good chunk of money. Are we all in agreement, Captain? Aye, for now. Hammond exits. Okay, I don't think there was anything else for the request. Let me quickly check if there's anything. Yeah, I think we're good. We'll go ahead and do the requests. Lots of people today, alright. Let's talk to Kurt first. Ah, Captain. This sunlight won't last forever, you know? No time like the present to play a game of rugby. A game with the crew. That's what you're suggesting? Why not? Keep spirits high and the blood pumping. An active crew is a healthy crew. Simple game always did wonders on my old expeditions. Yeah, it's not a terrible idea, especially if maybe it keeps people warm. I think we have more than enough people. We're just going to send out a couple scouting parties and then a bunch of hunting. Probably just 2 scouts, so we can do 2 hunting expeditions, maybe. A wonderful idea. I'm sure the crew will enjoy it. Okay. 3 to 5. I think we don't want too many people. Whoever is cold, maybe we have them. So you're freezing, so you go ahead and do that. So anyone who's cold can take part. How about we do that? There's somebody else. Scouts we kind of need. You guys are good. Yeah, you can go ahead and go as well. I don't send the old guy to play rugby. Everyone else is tied up in actual real jobs. The scouts we want to do stuff with, we probably need 6 sailors, a couple scouts. So we could maybe have an engineer go in as well. So it's even. I think, is that 3 or 4? How many people have I assigned? Is there a way to look? Yeah, that's just 3. What does butt wash mean? Yeah, you can go in. We'll have an even amount there. Okay, so we get some loyalty from him, get some decorum. Oh, it's sure to be a lark. Chances like this don't come often, Captain. Junior? Sure. Did a stock on our current food after leaving Temperance Camp. We're burning through our food stores at a fair rate. Yeah, we're only barely catching enough food, hunting to keep people fed. Luckily, game is in abundance here. It should not be difficult to stockpile further food stores. Actually, it is, because we're having to use everything we catch every single week. For the time being, yes. But winter's approaching fast, and with it the game will start to dry up. We need to make the most of our time here if we're going to survive the winter. What is your estimate, Mr. Stoke? It's hard to say, but we'll need enough to last us 12 weeks. But there's no way we're going to have enough fuel for 12 weeks. We're definitely going to run out of fuel. 12 weeks. And that's at a bare minimum, assuming the tightest rations possible during winter. Understood. Thank you, Junior. Junior exits. Captain, we have a great opportunity to increase our food stores by a considerable degree. We must consider the encroaching winter. If we do not have enough to last the winter, survival is just not possible. I don't know that I want to put people on half rations if we're not keeping them warm. We could go half heat, half rations, and see how that goes. Firmly. Sure, notice something. Crew go into those interviews with the photographer all shaken, but they're always feeling better when they come out. It seems speaking with Belford helps alleviate some of their stress and trauma. I thought you should know. Well, Captain, we should continue to send any shaken crew her way. That's fine, we don't have any at the moment. Ah, Captain, pleased to say I have quite the headache this morning. Pleased to say. The crew greatly appreciated the wine. It's only a shame that we'll have to wait until we're back on land for more. A grand celebration for our return home is in order. Well, now we concern ourselves with getting home. Let's not celebrate early. Of course, of course. Still a good time to be had. Captain, perhaps you may notice some discontent among the crew. We're doing all right. Sideways glances and the like. Have you? Indeed I have. You may thank the Elder Stoke for that. Perhaps you should listen to what he's been playing as of late for the crew. Songs of disrespect, songs of mutiny. He seems intent to sow distrust for you among the crew. He is becoming a problem. I feel like it was Hannibal Lecter. He is becoming a problem. I feel like I should make peace with the man somehow. I fear you will have a difficult time, Captain. Stoke seems to have dug in his heels. You will need to find some way to appease him. Either that, or remove his accordion from the equation. I'll have to hear the songs for myself first. Very well, hear them for yourself. Alright. So we have... Is this listening to a song? No, just a conversation. We'll check us out before we send anybody out. Life's better when you're not lugging equipment off a ship, don't you think? Ah, and you're one of the young ones. I was throwing my back out every day. Some well-deserved rest coming our way. If you think this is the end of our work, you've another thing coming. Right, so we'll go ahead and do our normal scouting, hunting kinds of things. It is going to take more dogs to go scouting further. So here, yes, scout. Okay, that's actually emperor penguins, so that's pretty good. That's the best food option I'm going to get here. So I think we go ahead and send a hunting crew first before we do anything else. You can go. The scientists can go, because what else are they going to do at this point? You can go ahead and go, so that'll give me a bunch of emperor penguins. Mr. Zack, Mrs. Gloss, Tashi, and Grips are marked down to hunt for the week. We might do another hunt. We've got 8 dogs. We might want to check somewhere. We can also do, because we have the research available, we can do the elephant seal hunt. So we can find the migration path if we want to spend the research to do it. But I feel like that's something we might want to keep for like an emergency. Hopefully, like, all of this is potentially food. That would be nice. Although I'm assuming there's probably some research as well. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of checking further out. This doesn't look that far out. We'll send a scout. 3 dogs, so it's more of the little penguins. Yeah, the little penguins just don't do much good, but we could get a bunch. Yeah, at this point I can only really do one more thing. So a hunt is going to cost 3, or we can scout. So let's do a hunt. We'll hit the further area. So since we're not scouting, we'll get a bunch of the little tiny penguins. You guys are all busy, so yeah, we've got the crew for it. 2 Johns. Okay, so that's the maximum. 2 Johns, Tucker, Runts, Da, and Flick are marked down to hunt for the week. So yeah, getting some penguins. Got a couple people left, nothing too crazy. Okay, problem's going to be temperature. We are running quite cold here, unfortunately. Even though they said it's summer. But if we have less than half the day of light, well, I guess this is sort of dawn-dusk kind of thing. So if it's summer, it should be increasing, but it looks like it's decreasing, which is kind of weird. Alright. Do I want to go like half and half, potentially? I do have people who are cold. That's a bit of a problem. I can only deal with a couple people with frostbite at a time. So I wonder if I should prioritize heat here for this week. And decrease food, which means like burning our leopard seal, I think is the only thing we can do. So yeah, I mean, these only provide me 17, so if we need like one each, that would be 25. Ideally. So 50 would be what we really want to keep people from freezing. I mean, even this is, it's only 12 to put in the furnace. That's not very much. These guys are 6s. Yeah, the amount you lose from burning the fat and stuff from heat is just insane. It's so much food to lose. So we could add 30 food. We could go ahead and use some of the spoiled rations to get to 50. So we could keep the leopard seal. Like one more week potentially if we use some of the spoiled rations. I'm not sure if there's really any point in burning anything if we're not going to reach 25. Like, I don't actually know if it really matters. So yeah, like, I don't know if it honestly is going to make a difference. I feel like we should burn one a week, but then again, like, maybe we're better off just not at this point and then burning 2 next week. But I'm not sure what happens if, like, the furnace goes out completely. Are people going to freak out? Is it going to cause people to lose morale? Like, that seems a bit likely as well. And we can burn the ale, but that doesn't really do much. I think we're probably going to want it for the demoralization eventually. Yeah, maybe we just skip feeding the furnace. Yeah, what's on the menu? Well, crab eater seal and rotten tins of stuff, probably. I'm not sure if this is going to affect everybody with malnutrition. We could also just go half rations, so that's something else we could do. So that's 16, 22... Yeah, so we could keep like 1 and be at half rations then for everybody. Or do we go ahead and use some of the tinned spoiled rations now? I mean, it's really only saving me 1 seal, which isn't that big a deal. I can always add more if I want to. So we're at 28, we're going to run out of heat. I'm curious how bad that is if we, like, burn out. With people being cold, I kind of feel like I need to burn 2 anyway to really do much. So potentially all 3 of these are going to go to frostbite. So that's 3 people out we can't use. If we burn 2, then we'll get to at least the minimum next time. I don't think that'll get rid of anybody having anything negative. Yeah, let's try this and see how it goes. Crew have their meal. Dinner shared, stories are traded. Alright, we have a few conversations here. Crewmate just asked me if the dogs could serve as emergency fuel. What? What? Don't think they were serious, but I had a bloody good laugh imagining the Kennel Master's face if we suggested it. I think you could burn the poop, though. Everybody's poop, but they might already be doing that. Yeah, well, would they? No, we're not doing that. Sure, you tell Cordell I'll watch. Kasha will work on your obituary. You're a funny one now, are you? Pretty sure it's a captain's job to pass on that message. You should try it. Yeah, not doing that. Yeah, so everybody's sitting around listening, so I guess we'll listen in. You notice the sailors are still seated around the campfire, listening with rapt attention as Grimly plays on his accordion. As he continues to play, the crew join in on the song.
Captain has a frozen arse, hard as rock, no Collinson. Never tells which way is south, hardly tells their arse from mouth. They never had a notion of taking our command. Send us to the hells for biscuits, we eat out of their hands. We eat out of their hands. Captain Hunt would take his ship further than his fingertip. Captain Shaw can't move a pace. What a waste of hauling space. They never had a notion for taking our command. Send us to the hells for biscuits, we eat out of their hands.
Yeah, that's pretty insubordinate, I would say. I think if we let him finish the song, then talk to him in private. I think that's the best way to approach it. But I'm not sure if we might have to interrupt. Yeah, I mean, notes are still coming out, but yeah. Grimly, may we speak in private? No. I think it would be best if we did. Nope. Anything you want to say to me, you can say in front of the crew. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty major thing here. Smashing the accordion would be a very bad call. This is a threat we have to enforce if he does it again. Like, we have to do something, and then that's going to cause a problem. This is sort of passive-aggressive. I don't know if that might... Like, I feel like this will irritate him, but might cause him to want to speak to me directly then after as a result. Yeah, let's try this. Forget it then, carry on being childish. You step back, returning to your business as the crew returns to their own. So now we have some other stuff here, some conversation things. Grimly's way out over there. Can't tend to the furnace if you're yabbing at me. Alright. Junior. You know, I used to be much taller than Grimly when we were growing up. It would piss him off something fierce being the older brother. Even Hunt would poke fun. Don't know why I'm remembering that now, though. Feeling nostalgic? I suppose so. Simpler times, that. Who's this? A couple of the sailors. Lefty. Shouldn't you be with your father, lad? Well, I'm grown enough. Not the same at your age. Aye, a long time ago. Consider yourself lucky someone's taking care of you, lad. got something there. We'll check on that after just kind of listening in on everybody. Cordell, the scientist's over here. It's good to have some music with your dinner, is it not? I suppose we should take what's given to us. I intended to bring a phonograph, but there was no space among my equipment. Shame, but I quite enjoy what we have now. Yeah, we'll check out these after we discuss things with everybody else. Let's check on Cordell. Captain, something occurs to me. I know startlingly little of your life. You've invited me here several times now, and I've given little thought into asking about your own affairs. A staggering lack of etiquette, wouldn't you agree? I don't care much for etiquette. I haven't been offended. I suppose one wouldn't expect the kennel master to concern themselves with such matters to begin with. Rest assured, I will not be tying myself to the matter of etiquette in the future. You are Captain Shaw, that is all I need to know. Shaw, do you look at me as an old man? Don't mistake me, I know I'm getting up there in years. But I am a father, not a grandfather. You're perfectly capable, if that's what you're asking. In a way, yes. I suppose that's more pressing than the gray hairs. It's all right, Robin. I don't mind being seen as the old man. Just so long as I'm not the useless old man. Yeah, I mean, him compared to, let's say, I think it's Lefty here. Like, Lefty's got one eye, bit chubby, looks like my grandpa, used to, like that kind of thing. Yeah, I think Lefty's a bit older. Anything else? I mean, I guess we could try to talk to Grimly. We could check in. It's been a while since I've checked in on these two as well. Captain, sailor folk among the crew seem resistant to my report. Saltborn people are rather private about their culture, especially when someone like myself is asking. I'm wondering, is my report invasive? Am I taking advantage? I suppose you might not be the right person to ask. Yeah. I mean, this is decent. Yeah, she doesn't need to get into the culture as much. Yeah, you're telling an objective story, nothing more. If the sailors take issue, they'll speak up. Yeah, I feel like they'd be pretty blunt about it. Part of me hopes that they will, then I'd know where I stand with them. As it stands, it's hard to tell what they think. Check in on Nutley. Evening. I've been thinking all day about my mother, my father, my sister. It never quite struck me, but there's a chance I'll never see them again, isn't there? Sorry, I shouldn't bring up such things. Yeah, I mean, it's okay to be worried, but then consider it motivation. I think that's a bit much. This, I'm not going to promise. You never know. We might be eating you in a few weeks. Yeah, it's okay to be worried. Consider it motivation. I don't like the consider it motivation part, but the rest of that's fine. Motivation. Right, I understand. Thank you, Captain. I guess, try to stay alive. Try to keep everybody alive so we can actually, survive and get out of here. Alright, we've got Grimly. Hunt had a musician on his crew when I was a small one. Learned how to make and play the accordion from them. Then they just left. Always wondered what happened to them. Take it they were a carpenter as well. I took up both roles. I was the only one who showed interest. Well, at least he's talking to me. Alright, what do we have over here? That's Runt's dad, I think? Yeah. Captain! You have any children of your own? I don't remember what backstory I even gave for the character at this point. It's been too long. I don't remember if I was, married or not in the backstory stuff. No, none. Didn't think so. Most of the crew don't know what it's like. Okay. Who's here? One of the sailors, don't remember the name. Tucker. Captain, I never thought I'd say it, but I'm starting to miss being on proper land. Hmm. Prefer the sea, do you? Better people at sea. A lot of bad memories back on land. Okay, little interesting tidbits from people. There was something else, wasn't there? I thought there was another one. Was that it? Just the two? Yeah, I guess so. Alright. Yeah, let's see how my no fuel, half food thing is gonna go over. I kind of feel like it's probably not gonna go well. Minus 10 loyalty. That was... I think that's Hammond, isn't it? Maybe because we didn't burn anything? Let's see. Crew member... Is it just one crew member will be malnourished? 3 are going to become freezing. Yeah, I think that's fine, and we can burn a couple, which will get us to half. So it'll kind of even out, I think. Am I losing 30 decorum? Is that because we're not burning anything? I don't know why. Can I exit out? I'm just curious if I can, if I leave, I can confirm. There should be a way to, like, back out. So I could then make adjustments based on, or get a bit more detailed information. Like, honestly, seems like the right thing to do. I don't know if this is a combination of, like, we might be losing some because of no heat. We might be losing some because of half rations. I'm not really sure what the deal is there. That's a lot to be losing. We're going to be fine tomorrow, though. Nobody's getting frostbite, so it doesn't seem like I can do anything. Alright, we'll go ahead and confirm. Okay, we get Emperor Penguins, we get Adeli or Adeli. Some people freezing from hunting. One frostbite, 2 frostbites, and should be 3. So 3 frostbites. We can only deal with 2, though, is the problem. Dick is malnourished. Alright, so 1 person malnourished. Alright, not a great start. So, yeah, half rations, we'd had 1 person go malnourished. It's interesting. We'll have enough food for this week. We'll bump the fuel up to half, so I think we'll be okay. At some point, it's going to tell me to move to another camp, I'm sure. Like, that's going to be an issue. Dogs are all good. Game is saved. So yeah, we'll go ahead and stop it there. Yeah, there's still some fuel here. I wonder if there's just a minimum, like it's always going to be a certain amount, no matter what. Like, it can't drop below that. Yeah, interesting. So if we could get full food, it'd be nice to get to full heat, but there's no way we're doing it. Like, maybe if we burn the leopard seal, like, but even that's not that much, honestly. All right, so we'll go ahead and call it there. We'll come back and start up week 14 next time. So this has been more of the Pale Beyond. I've been Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I will see you all again next time. Until then, have a good one.